If you have butter, sugar and flour at home, then you can make these three ingredient cookies that taste just like shortbread. If you have kids at home, they will finish this in minutes. And the best part is that you can make this with or without an oven. I'll be showing you two different ways you can shape your cookies. Hello family, welcome to Cook with Jess. My name is Jessica. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get started. For this recipe, we only need three simple ingredients. First are flour, sugar, and then some margarine. And that is it. Very basic ingredients. In a mixing bowl, pour out your margarine. Remember, you can also use butter. You can use margarine for a soft buttery flavor or butter if you want a richer taste. Both are great for this recipe, it just depends on your preference. Now using your hand mixer, I'm using an electric hand mixer here. Go ahead to mix your margarine for a bit. Why this step is necessary is just to help soften your margarine. When it's looking soft, just like so, go ahead and add your sugar. I had to use my spatula to bring everything together in a place. So go ahead to mix the sugar and margarine together. Mix this very nicely until the mixture becomes smooth and creamy. This step helps to create a light, buttery texture. Mix this properly for about 1 or 2 minutes until everything is well combined. You will notice here that the color has changed slightly. Once the mixture looks creamy, we can add the flour now. Go ahead to add the flour gradually into the mixture. Well, I'll start off with a cup of flour. Gently sift that into the mixture. The reason why the flour is being added gradually is just so that we can monitor the texture of our dough, if you understand what I mean. Ensure to watch this video to the end so you don't make mistakes when you're making yours. When you have added your flour, proceed to properly combine this together. You can use your electric hand mixer to achieve this. It's preferable to start off on a low speed, then proceed from there. So if you take a look at the dough, you can see that it is still soft. So now we'll proceed to add an extra cup of flour. So guys, if you have watched up until this point, I'm sure you're enjoying this video. And if you watched my crunchy Nigerian buns recipe, I believe you also love this cookie. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll place it at the top right of this video. Do well to watch it. And I assure you, you will learn a thing or two. So the next thing to do is to use your clean hands to bring the dough together. So basically mold up everything together so that it will be easy to work with. So lovelies, do not forget to subscribe if you have not already done so. Also share to your friends. I went ahead to divide the dough into two different portions because I want to show you guys two ways you can actually shape your cookies. There are several ways you can shape your cookies just depending on how you want it. But in this video, I'll be showing you guys two ways to do this. So let's start with the oven version. To your work surface, sprinkle a little flour. I first try to use my hand to form a rectangular shape. Then place the dough on the surface to form a rectangular block. This method is helpful because it makes it easier to cut the cookies evenly later. The reason for rolling these and trying to form a round rectangular shape is because we're going to chill these for a while in the fridge for say 1 hour or 2 hours to help it become firmer and easier to slice. We're going to slice it into neat cookie pieces. Once the dough is shaped into a round rectangle, the next thing is to wrap it up and roll it in your nylon and place it in the refrigerator. You can leave it there for some time, say 1 to 3 hours, depending on how long you want it to be there. After the dough has been chilled, the next thing to do is to bring it out. So as you can see, mine is chilled but not as firm as it should be. That's because I left it for just 30 minutes and the fridge wasn't that cold. So don't be like me, please. When you're making yours, ensure to leave it for at least an hour. That's if your fridge is chilled enough. If not, 2 to 3 hours is perfect. So please learn from my mistake. The result of leaving it for less than an hour is that while slicing, it wouldn't come out as neat and perfect as it should. This would be much easier if it was left to be firm enough. So now I have to bear the consequences for my mistakes. I have to use my hands to still, make it look neat, because putting it in the oven like that, your cookie wouldn't turn out really neat. This is supposed to have been much easier than this. So make sure you are patient enough to leave yours for a while before slicing. This method is great because it gives your cookies a neat and uniform shape, and it's quite faster. Now I place the sliced cookies on a baking tray, of course lined with baking paper, and I added some sprinkles on some of the cookies. Sprinkles are actually very optional. I just decided to put it there because of kids. Kids love everything colorful. So for the rest of the cookies, I did not sprinkle some sprinkles. I just had to use my knife to give them nice designs. So you can just freestyle. You can just give them whatever designs come to your head, and they will come out looking good, I guarantee you. So while that was placed in the oven to bake, I brought out this dough we cut into half, lined my baking pan with some baking sheet, and I basically just used my hands to just roll it into round shape and placed it there. Very easy. You can go ahead to add some sprinkles if you like, or just give them the shape you desire. So when you're done with that, just get a pot that has a lid that covers tightly. Pour in your salt. You can use sand if you wish. Place something into the pot and preheat your pot for a while. And then you put your baking pan into the pot and cover tightly. It's very important to cook on a low heat, so that it wouldn't burn. And after about 20 minutes, look what we have here. Everything baked evenly, nothing burnt. The cookies baked equally. You can't tell the difference between the ones baked on the stove top and the cookies baked on the oven. And these cookies takes less than 15 minutes to be ready. These cookies are one of my best cookies to make because it does not come with the stress of flipping it over while baking. Once you place it on your oven, just come back 10 minutes later. Believe me, both methods will give you a sweet, buttery and crunchy cookies. It is so satisfying, and it's quick, simple and very affordable. Just with 3 ingredients, you can make a treat the whole family would enjoy. Do note that you have to let it cool down for a while before you go ahead to store it in an airtight container. Immediately after baking, it looks very soft, but as it cools down, it becomes very crunchy and even more delicious. Once you store it in an airtight container, it can last for a while. Would you be making yours? I'd like to know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.